Check. We are coming to you live from the mountains of Butte, Colorado. I am Chris, your tarot wizard for this evening. We'll be live in about 4 minutes. Stick around. Hopefully this audio is coming to you and you're not getting drowned out by the chime. I'm going to tune that down just a little bit. Hopefully we'll get this little circle wrapped up tonight. I didn't do one last night, but we had a strange couple of days. Exercised our throat chakra on the front yard, but more about that later. Meanwhile, Stack, we've got a couple more minutes before we get started. Hopefully you're comfortable. Get yourself a nice chalice of some sort, a vessel to contain your elixir, and we'll begin in just a few minutes. just getting here, my name is Chris, your tarot wizard of the evening. I know Chris is a very mystical name. You might be sitting there in your chair. Whoa, Chris? Not another one. Yep, here we are. Another evening. It's a, I believe, Thursday evening. I sometimes forget what day it is. But we had a couple exciting days. And I felt like the last recording we did, the last stream we did was pretty good. Pretty good example of what we're doing. I hope the mic isn't clicking as it was before. Looks like we got some pretty good audio now. I'm going to tune down our bells here. And just getting started here, warming up. Welcome. If you're just getting situated, I hope you got your chalice of some sort. I've got my chalice just off scene here. Got a new buddy. Every time we're trying to up the ante. Hopefully we get some lights coming in next time. Got our candle burning right here. You know, always got to have a candle going. And got our real hand-by decks. Our hand-by. Sometimes I make up my own words, and I think that's what most words are made up. So, stand by. Got some hardcore real decks. Then we have our virtual deck here. And if you're not familiar with the devil, he's here to welcome you. Just saying, hello, friend. I got you. Welcome to the adventure. I have a new co-host on my lap here. He's probably going to steal the show. Anyway. So, this is Tank, everyone. Say hello, Tank. Hello, Tank. Thank you, buddy. What is it, pup? And as I was saying, if you want to involve yourself in this little adventure, all you need to do is go down to haveagoodie.com and it should load up your tarot card generator for the evening. And like I said, we had a pretty exciting couple of days, and I have a lot to feel about. I don't tend to talk a lot about the personal things, the real juicy gossip of life. It's more about the consistencies, the stuff that you can agree with, and whether it's happening any of you. It's all just a more universal dialogue we try to have here. We don't try to go into politics, or at least right with this particular show. We're all set up. I got my bones on. These are my formal bones. My casual bones are still cleaners. So, and we're trying to have really terrible jokes more like that, but we're going to get everything situated. It's going to warm everything up. Let's see how our virtual deck, see how our devil's doing. He's very happy. And what we do here is a little game. We're on Twitch too. If you want to go find us on Twitch, we're on YouTube. We're going to be streaming, trying to be streaming at least 5 days a week, and then adding new programming as we go along. But it's a game. This is fun. I created all of this container here for you to enjoy along with it. And we have our tarot deck. There's our devil. He's just got to let you know. He's a friendly guy, to tell you the truth. Most people he's misunderstood. He's half goat, bird, and bat, and ram. I mean, come on. He'd be pretty grouchy, and he knows how to command fire, so it's be hot down there. But nevertheless, whatever. We're making up words still. We got our puller, and then our shuffler. It's a real simple concept, right? So we had some problem before, but we're going to keep going, and we're going to give it a good test. We're going to give it a good shuffle, see what it does. Shakes up the deck. There, I think we're good. Doesn't knock out of the frame, and I think we're ready to go. I think I'm going to do one little thing here for the studio, make it a little more enjoyable. Real quick. Excuse me, guys. Don't worry about me. back. Okay, just making our studio a little bit more nicer to watch as we go along here. And we're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So we have, as I said, our card and our shuffler. We're gonna go ahead and pull this card in. We could actually tap. We could rub this devil right on the belly. He'll give us a card. Let's do it. All right, 5 of Cups. Yep. So how this works is these are little fortune quips that I equipped with it a few years back, just to kind of go with where I was at the time. And we're at the 5 of Cups. This is loss and disappointment are a part of life's great teachings. I'm a little nervous that we're starting card out. I mean, it sounds like our audio might be out then. Something about them is going to be. I'm a little worried. And it says, "Let the river flow and wash away sadness, clearing way for renewal." And that's what I see here. This guy's partied here. He's pretty upset about his whole day, and he's all of these cups have been spilled, or he knocked them over, and he doesn't realize he could take these full cups and fill his little cups right up. And that's the thing, is an empty cup can always be filled, and that's the great thing about these basic philosophical statements, is that we are given the opportunity every day to fill our cup and to fill others' cups. And that's really what's important. You could be taking this cup, running to the river, and headed to Texas, because apparently they need some water. And it's a sad thing that we're not able to do that so often. I got a little bit railed here. I forgot we're not talking about political or current affairs. We're talking about the mystical side of things. So yeah, filling other people's cups or bathtubs, whatever they're filling these days. That's the thing. So sometimes when we're empty, the best way to really find a way to reset all of that, and here's the glitch, or here's the paradox. When you're empty, that's when you need give. Something about the magical recursor. It refeeds in itself, and before you know it, you are fulfilled beyond your own necessity. So that's where this 5 of Cups card, I think, starts the evening, and I think it's a pretty good start. I always get a little worried. We had a couple starts that were really great, and this one's a good start. I think we'll see. I'm still a nervous little skeleton. I'm playing with my nervous bro nipples, apparently. These are things that you got to work out and post, possibly. I don't know. We're going to get a green screen eventually. We won't have this boring red curtain here, and we'll crop that candle a little better next time. I know this place would be full of people if that candle was cropped better. But these are the things we're working with, and I'm just trying to fill up my time with a little entertainment to take onto your time. And I need to nail my hands to this chair. That's what next needs to happen. So, wow, what a good beginning. We try to get about 5 cards in an evening. I can probably ramble about 10 minutes per card, tell a joke or few. I think next time I'll tell a joke that this was my face, and I pulled my skeleton face, and then this is what was left. I don't know. You tell me. Chat. Send me a chat. Tell me if that's a good joke or not. And away we go to the next. Let's see if we can pull up another card. Great. I hope anyone here who's watching this we can probably chime in some way. Probably through YouTube. Let me see if we can pull up Twitch too. Let's do that. Oh, it's going. Oh, there we go. Let's mute that. No one's chatting, so hey, we're gonna keep going. So here we are. Let's give it a good shuffle. Ask yourself a real big question. That first card was a great start, but I like to think that first card was just a moral check to make sure we're all, awake here at the nightly tarot card reading. And it looks like we're all ready to go. So go ahead and give yourself a clean slate. Shake it off. Sip of your chalice, maybe. And ask yourself a question. I almost had a little Smashing Pumpkins lyrics come in there, but we're gonna keep going. Boom. This is my favorite card, guys. Sorry. It's my favorite, not yours. My favorite. The Two of Pentacles, because this guy is what? I mean, other than the Fool, the Two of Pentacles is where you're at, where you need to be in life. This guy is, and I wrote a couple years back, play with the infinite ebb and flow of life. The waves will always crash, but you always get a second chance. So this guy juggling with infinity, he's good at it because it's easy. You just got to understand the ebb and flow, and what's most important is you see this guy with his big old tall hat. I mean, first of all, that hat is great. That hat is great. I mean, you don't see guys with hats like that. If you did, he's playing with the ebb and flow for sure. But back here, these boats, what I love, and that's what it's about, is these waves will come crashing, and regardless of your vessel, regardless of the size, it's always the up and down nature, and you will have the utmost, whoa, you'll be hitting it, and then there'll be some down. But if you look out starboard, there's a dude with a big red hat, and he's partying, and you know what? He's letting you know it's okay. I mean, you know how quickly we're humbled by some of those, I like to say, those homeless jesters. Those guys that are breakdancing in the middle of a intersection, that are homeless. Those guys, I don't know if you've come across, if you lived in the bigger cities or any of that, but like those guys that, I mean, there might be some other issues at hand, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about these moments in life, these ooh, you hear that thunder? Perfect. This is my favorite card, so I'm sorry, I'm gushing. And it came out on a pretty pivotal pull, so I'd like to sit back with that, and yeah, this is good. This is good side, and I don't know if anyone of you is struggling with the ebb and flow of life, where you feel like you're constantly in this rut here, constantly in this rut. You're constantly, man, I know a guy named Rut. He's constantly in it, and but if you're in those peaks, sometimes, man, people forget about how these peaks. Like, man, this guy's here, this guy's head down, and he's a little guy. This guy, he's taking a bigger one, but it's all the same journey, it's all the same adventure, and you may even see this guy having a hard time, and this might be you might be great heading downhill. You may be equipped just because of the right size. This guy might be too big. There's a lot of perspectives that come and play. So like, that's the idea. There's ebb and flow. And the flow part is where you're not judging yourself. You're in these moments, you're just flowing with it. Because that's when you start to judge the container. You start to judge who you are in this container, and the flow stops. And then you're oh man, and like any musician will tell you the flow. Anytime they start thinking about the flow, they stop. I mean, maybe they'll tell you that. I don't know. I make a lot of absolutes, but man, I am just here a messenger. Just another weirdo playing a video game on the web of things. So my favorite card, this is great. It's off to a great start. This is if you had any questions of what that card for yourself could be, if you're having trouble with any of those, I say ebbs. Most people don't have the problems with the flows when everything's good. But these are these are the little funny things. This guy's, check out his legs. Check out them calves, huh? He could run too. You know he's been dancing out there a long time, a long time. So I love it. Thank you, Two of Pentacles. We'll see you next time. Wow, what a great beginning. I'm having a good time. This definitely is Call of Duty. Or Zombies or Portal. I don't know. I haven't played a game in almost 8 or 9 years. So those were the titles at the time. I'm going to shuffle that deck up. And hit it one more time. Oh, there he is. The Hermit. Everyone loves the Hermit. Just noticing that you're barely at the top of these cards. So, we'll move that if we need to. It says the quest within has begun. I don't know if anyone out there is looking for a quest to begin. But that quest starts within. Go reflect. Go sit in a bathtub for 30 days. I don't know. Whatever it takes to go achieve this inner peace. That's the hardest thing for people to do, is to stop. That was one of the big questions that I think came around. I don't know what year it was, but all the societies came around to the spiritual advisor in the spiritual community, and they asked them in the philosophical community, I guess, if you want to consider Alan Watts a spiritual or philosopher, whatever you want to call it, but they asked him, what can we do to fix the world? What can we do? And he said, stop. Stop what you're doing right now. Stop everything. Stop it all. And that hurt everyone's brain. That just confused everyone. And the idea of stopping it all would mean to serve your best biological interests. And if everyone was serving their, and we're not talking like internal desires, we're talking about the peaceful things that come along with everyday life. So the Hermit is what's always about that, is going into that state, into that reflectory state of mind, that reflectory being, and come to a pause. And a lot of basic, I mean, there's no pausing in life, man. People have schedules when they're going to sleep and wake up. Like, that's a real thing. They wake up because that's what their schedule tells them to do. That's great. I mean, wouldn't it be great that you just sleep to wake up naturally? I wake up very early and natural because I love this being service of life, because it's kind of a joke. You wake up, it's got a joke to tell you, and then sometimes it's a shitty joke, and you shake your head, you're like, God, that joke sucked. But anyway, here we go, and we're going rogue tonight. And it says what happens in that reflectory state, in that I guess pre-woke state, you seek to spread the knowledge of the light because you have an interest in this, whatever you're reflecting on, and it becomes a desire because it's something that you think the world needs to hear about this. So look at this guy here. He's got his little candle in a box. It's a little candle box. And he's got a stick in his cloak. I mean, you can't find these cloaks like this anymore these days. So he's been in his cave a long time. He's like, I got a secret to tell you. And then most of the time, society chops this guy's head off. He had a cool secret. It's a talk about the inner light of all is one and the joyous return to life. And, I don't know, all that great stuff that all the religions tell you is all pretty much universal. And most people condemn them for living in a cave or doing his thing, learning about. And so if anyone here is reflecting on that state, that's it's a good state to be in, but it's comes doesn't come without its risk, because when you come out of that state, that's the risky part, because your truth may not apply. And that's the hardest part for anyone to understand, is that their truth may not apply to the grander scheme of everyone's life, but it's still your truth. No one should ever deny your truth. So sometimes that takes a little more, some more reflection. You may have to go back to the hermit stage. There's a lot of different things at play that come along with all this. That's why we always can pull another card. These reflectory periods always come with more opportunity, and that's a part about cards. That's what's the game about it. It's the game of life. We got cards here. I'm gonna pull one right here. We'll pull a real hard card. Just a real. What card do we get tonight? You got the Queen of Chalices here. Queen of Chalices. This is a little bit different because you don't see the person. You see their reflectory period. This deck's very confusing. And you see the tool that they've made to get there. You'll see the figure. You see their shadow. So then you got to make up some stuff about the shadow and, bamboozle the crowd. Ta-da. Why didn't you think of that? So once you master the light and darkness within, then go ahead. Talk about that's the lightness and darkness. You go back to that two of pentacles, the ebb and flow. That person definitely knew what they were doing. They hit this stage early. Two of Pentacles is where you're gonna more likely want to end up after your state here. So these are all processes that some of the more higher minds, say as Timothy Leary, used to think that the tarot cards represented biological evolution as it proceeded to its higher state, and we're still in that process now. I don't know about you. I felt a evolutionary pivot as far as where my human desires shifted. Some people say that didn't happen. It happened for me. It happened for a lot of the people that I understand and communicate with, and those are their reality. And I think it happens for everybody, different stages based on, who knows. So that's what we're here. Who knows? There's no answer. It's only dialogue. Questions are for the curious. And I'm just your skeleton here, trying to amuse you along the way. So we're going to pull another card. That was fun. I keep clicking on. Anybody have any OBS syndrome? Oh, that's called Open Broadcast System. So it's an inside joke. Yes. So we do this for about an hour. I have fun. I love that. I gotta get a little candle going over here. Is this the candle? No, the candle's over here. Yeah. and the delay, it's great. It's great. So I hope nobody, if there is somebody watching, I think it's just me watching. So it just says, hey, you're watching yourself. Good. That's a good show. So we're going to pull another card. Shake it up. Remember what I was talking about? The Fool? Here he is. This card falls somewhere in between the Hermit and the Two of Pentacles. I don't know. I mean, the card's supposed to be random. I don't know why it pulls these cards. It seems to favor my favorite cards. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with some caching problems. I don't know. Maybe somebody could help me with that online. I don't know. But the Fool, I love it. You walk freely to life. That's the whole deal. You got a dog. You got an Aldi's bag on a stick. You got a rose from somebody else's garden you stole because it matched your blouse, and the sun is shining, and you might be those might be waves, or it could be glaciers. I don't know. There could be a lot of different things going on. Doesn't look like he's got much to stand on as far as a future walking path, but that could be just his end move, and then he was going to pivot back and walk that direction, you know? Um, but who knows what he's got in his Aldi bag? Probably some ripe avocado. That's probably the best thing to have in there because you're going to get anything like that elsewhere in the land. So, and you've got a dog. So this tells you to, man, hit oblivion full speed, but be careful because you can get to the edge and you just be a person randomly at the edge of oblivion with an Aldi's bag and a stray dog, and see how easy that story could shift. And there's another part about this where it says, like I wrote here, it says, may even your stumble be a part of the journey. So, during this hope, you tripped along this little road ridge here. You fell in there. Looks like there's some adventure land down there. I can't tell. Some canyons. I don't know. These could be glacier mountains. Now, a lot of people don't like to take the tarot cards figuratively as far as what the artist intended, but I think there's no such thing. We're all biological creatures that transcribe these artistic visions, and I believe, are attuned to the same creation spirit as the creator did when creating these cards, so we can extract as much information. If this card was all just plain yellow with a couple shapes to give some sort of thing that represented the Fool, even if that artist was so abstract, we'd still be able to extract all of that information if it said the Fool, or if it gave us the indication that it was the Fool, which is the infinity circle. And that's what these daily tarot card readings are, just to keep this circle. We're going to close it on up, and we're already doing that. I love it. Can't take it with you. That's another thing. So as many ripe avocado you can stick in this Aldi's bag, man, you can't take it with you. You got to eat. You better eat all that. You better serve that guacamole to people then, because you're not going to be able to eat it all yourself. And that's what that's about. Give even at the edge of oblivion. Dance with your dog. Shop at Aldi's. This is what these cards tell you, and I mean, you can't get a simpler. I'm playing with my fucking skull nipples. What am I doing? I don't know if you guys have a nervous tick that you do when you are nervous, but I do this, and it's because I have nipples are pierced. And I play with the ring, but now I'm playing with my skull nipples. It's weird. It's totally weird. Anyway. So we're going to keep shuffling that card before I keep talking about skull nipples. And I love that card. We're going to pull this one again. Oh, wait. See, this is what I'm talking about. It knows I like this card. Let's shuffle it up. These are random. But I think something about a cache, the internet doesn't want to have to think for itself. But I made it. So, here we go. 4 wands. We haven't even had this card in... I've streamed 4 times. We haven't had this card yet. Yep. So this tells us with great work comes even greater celebration. Oh, see, you thought I was going to say responsibility. No, fuck you, Spider-Man. It's great work comes great celebration. Uncle Ben, I'm sorry you got right before the party, but Peter Parker that's where the celebration was. I mean, and if anyone, I used to want to be Spider-Man, so that's what this is about. You've got a 4 wands, and it says take time to gather, commemorate, and give blessings of gratitude. So, as much as you still want to celebrate, it all comes back to the celebration is a gift, is to give, is to shower your abundance, show it to people, but also to give it to people, to show to other people. And look, I can't tell what they've got going on back there, but it looks like they're giving away free grapes. They got grapes hanging here, and I don't know about you, I could go for some free produce anytime. And there's lots of fun things going on in this art, and I'm still finding, the tarot cards still teach me something new every time. It looks like there's a couple people holding a line because the free grapes are so good. But that's what this is about. And when you celebrate, you give. And the reason to commemorate is to gather, is to let people know of your accomplishments, but it's to share with them. And not share just the accomplishment, it's to share whatever reward that is. This is the textbook definition of community that we don't see anymore. We've pretty much taken this idea out of our culture, and that's sad. Small cultures do this. You can really small individual subcultures that do it for their own people. They do it. Hollywood does it for the people. They celebrate in real ritualistic ways. So there's a lot of people that do that, but for mass cultures, or if you look outside, how many people that are within 75 feet of you right now? How many people right now are within that? Do you not know, or you couldn't commemorate with if you did have some good news come in? That's what we're talking about. Share. I'm trying to share with, these information. This is not even information. This is just a pure puking, a download, upload, just, torrent stream. It's I don't know. You get a little distracted. I need a little drink here. If you're enjoying this, or if you're not, if you're just passing by and you want to take a look and do all this yourself, go to havegoodeye.com. Buy a hat. That'd be cool. If not, tell your friends about it. We're going to pull another card. I think we got about 3 cards. We're going to got a couple other things going. Might have some next time. We might have another card thing going over here. We'll move that candle. There'll be some live card things going. Next second, we'll get 2 cameras. Ooh, how fancy. A green screen. So I can be on fire. I can be the candle instead of nipple bones. Weirdo. Watch this guy tweak his bone nipples on pull tarot cards. I'll watch it again tomorrow. All right, we'll shuffle it up. Just do it a couple times. See what it gets. Oh, the 6 of Pentacles. I think tonight's theme is pretty much brought itself up, and it's come to me that it's all about giving. Now, this stream is a gift. I don't have to do it. I have nothing, not that I don't have nothing better to do. It's a service to what I believe should be happening. Whether there's one person watching or not, I think this is the information that should be active enough. Not just a passive YouTube click, but a real person, a real weirdo that's like, who the is this? He does this every day. Why? Because there should be. The weirdo is in, the wizard is in, I meant. And that's what it's about. It's about gift. I mean, this guy here, he's trying to balance. He's got access to resources that he definitely needs to be giving, and he's trying to be fair and show that. But his head coif is more than these guys have on, so his level of fairness and balance is he's doing what he can in that respect. This guy here, he's got a ticket to ride though. This guy here, he might be actually old cloth. That's what this little tag here represents. That he could have been close to his situation recently. And it happens very often in our situations where some of these we're all of these people in our lifetime many times. Some people don't ever get to be, they feel that they don't ever give anything because they're always giving. And it's because they literally, this is what they look like compared to everybody else, but they never get anything. There's a lot of people like that don't feel they get this part of life. And a lot of people that look like this don't get, are set that they don't get this. And this is where this fairness and this balance comes into the Six of Pentacles. And it says, when you have hard work, the return is overflowing. Charity and gratitude is understanding when you give just to give, the universe gives back. So in other words, this guy is trying to represent that giving is the gift of giving is giving. I like to think that these cards are hard balanced, even in this depiction. And my translation of it all is, this man was once here. That's why he's giving it to this. He's like, you were poor first. You were just rich like me 2 weeks ago. You don't get the shekels. That's fair. And these cards depict sometimes no matter where you are, there is this level going on. You are somewhere in this portion, whether you believe it or not. And when you give just to give, it gives back. That's the universal truth, I guess. So I'm losing my voice. It's getting hoarse. So we're gonna keep it going. We've got I'm pulling on my bone nipples again. Weird habit. We're gonna have to just edit all that out in post. We just have to just cut the feed up to my neck. No nipples. So I can just play with my nipples the entire feed and it'll be great. See, we can just do it right now. See? I'm tweaking my nipples all day. You don't even know. You don't even know. Oh, we're having fun, aren't we? If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. If you're not having fun, get out of my yard. I hope anybody, you guys are out there, if you desire a yard, man, do it. Get a yard, and then invite people over, and then try to talk to them in their yard. And if they don't like the way you talk to them in your yard, ask them to leave. It's a fucking gag. So here we are. We're gonna pull another card because things got just weird. I always love the comforting sign of a pentagram when I first see something. It's always comforting for me. I'm like, oh, these people get it. Hey, finally something for me. Ah, Six of Swords. Off to new adventure, better pasture, clear sailing. The rocky waves behind you, guidance in the openness of potential. Running off with someone's sword collection. This is what this card means. And the worst is behind you. You see all this? That's behind you. Look how smooth it is out here. Smooth. Just looking what I'm reading here. Go with the flow rather than fighting the opposing current. I think that's something that people, you can definitely learn from is the opposing current. And I'm not talking about your general flow of things. The opposing current is our own meta about how we behave or how we, when you stop and listen to yourself, do you actually like what you just said? Did you agree with that? Do you take time to reflect after small periods of being a talking cabbage? I mean, these are the things that I try to do, and I'm not good at. And that's fighting the opposing current, because sometimes our directive, man, what the answers are, if you just stop, put that cabbage on mute for just a minute and let the inner kernel of who we actually are start to go, hey, yo, go wash your ass and then do some charity. Do some real good, clean work. And there's a lot of stuff that I think would be solved just by us listening to ourselves, our higher selves, the opposing current. Because there's so many things that tell us to do otherwise. So sometimes even our own that, not words, but our language can be dissected further. Good card. I always like this card because it's obvious, it's to me. And wherever you are in this situation, whether you being helping someone, or if you've helped out a friend, a neighbor, or you're directly helping somebody else out, meaning like you are part of the hard knock. We got to get you here. We're gonna, like, this is the Uber driver, and then this is I don't even want to bring in anything up. I'm gonna try, but this is your Uber driver. He's an Uber gondola. I don't know. Does Italy? I bet Uber has gondolas in Italy, right? That's that. What was the name of that country? That's just all gondolas. Not. Do they got gondolas in Spain? What's that little island? What's the football that the boot is kicking? Sicily. All right. Yeah. They gone. Anyway. This guy, he's a Sicilian Uber driver. And this is a child that is running away, that you've helped get away from an evil witch. But because you're not an evil witch, you're just a less evil witch. That's what it is, maybe. I don't know. You don't eat the children. You just hang out with them and teach them about witchcraft. So, but luckily we got Sicilian Uber driver here, and he's got his magic gondola full of swords protecting you into clear sailing. I love this card too. It's maybe because I'm Italian. I don't know. It's not the Corona. I'm just a Stona. What? He's from Estonia? All right, let's keep moving. I'm about out of throat chakra. I don't know if you guys do any throat chakra practice, but just say throat chakra. But try to sound like that guy who announces movies. Throat chakra. Throat chakra. Throat chakra. Throat chakra. Throat chakra. Throat chakra. I don't know. Makes me feel throat chakra. And then I just did a weird tooth suck. That's just weird. Anyway, Ace of Pentacles. Your path to abundance awaits. Prosperity. I like to think this is a good card for us tonight. Probably looks like we'll probably have room for one more card. And your path to abundance awaits. Prosperity is always provided to whomever plants their seeds. The harvest will be rewarded. So I'd like to think that this cast is a part of that seed theory. Just these talkings that I have, these rants, whether nobody listens to them live or records them or listens to the archived parts. These are the seeds. Tomorrow we have a weird, fun meeting to do just that, to talk about these seed theories and maybe possibly add another little bit of content to our stream here. We'll see. But the harvest will be rewarded. Harvest is the reward. And that's where I want to correct myself in that one. But it's all about the path. And it's full of grapes. I think this is, if you think about that last card, I think this is actually the line, like the entryway to the free grapes party. But look at the spread that you're going to be brought up in. It's going to be nice. And it's the idea. It doesn't take a lot of it. It just needs the idea. It only takes one seed, this one idea to start. And the idea of it being a pentacle, this round coin of opportunity, it rolls. It immediately has energy within just its physical shape. So forget about what it can do in the grander scheme. So I like this card. I mean, I'm not going to dislike any of these cards because I'll be like, this guy, he dislikes his card. Boo. Let's crank up some sounds. Yeah, there's that chime. Oh, we scrolled. We shouldn't have scrolled. There we go. Should give it a shuffle. Oh, there's our Nine of Pentacles. Our maiden. Your master of self in perfect harmony. You've got a matching hat with a bird. What else do you need? This is the lady they get all the grapes from. Check it out. All the grapes. I mean, I just made up the story about grapes, and then grapes started to show up. So that goes to show you what's going on out here in the tarot world. You're up there with your bird, your grapes, counting your pentacles. I mean, you got 9 of them there. You're pretty straight. Abundance is the natural state. You are all you need. Meaning, like I said before, is that question or the answers are all inside. You are all you need. This person's understood that, or this card pretty much depicts that. And out there in the villa there, she probably even owns that villa. She's out here with her bird, you know. Yo, do that bird stuff. And she's got a matching hat. You know what? It's more than just a bird, guys. It's a falcon. You see that bird? She's got falcon's glove. See that glove? It's a falcon's glove. So she's got matching hats with a falcon. What do you got? Man, I just had a lot of off jokes. I'm not even gonna say it, but yeah, she trains falcons in her time on her time off. So she understands abundance is quite natural. I mean, this also comes from if she owns a villa. This money ain't new. So it takes a lot, and the 9 tells us that. The 9 tells us it takes more than, like, the guy was spinning around 2 of Pentacles. He knew exactly what he was doing with that ebb and flow. She took that ebb and flow and she turned it into just flow and just made this whole thing happen for herself. Now she's able to give grapes to the Free Grape Festival. They create that Free Grape Festival entryway, and you're actually invited. That's right. You've been invited to the Free Grape giveaway. And isn't that great? You've been invited somewhere for the first time ever. Lucky you. So I think with that note, lucky you. The stream today has been, I had a lot of fun. I'd like to back up here. We're gonna get some green screen going eventually. Get some fun backdrop happening. I like my candle here. I love this candle. Really makes and that's just a GIF, right? That looks good. That looks pretty legit. I'm happy with that. I mean, this OBS software turned our stream into something no one will watch. This is great. No, I had a lot of fun. Thank you if you enjoy this. If you're just coming by the stream and watching it, that's great too. We try to do this about once a night. Just do a little wrap up, let's do it. Let's close it out. Close the container out right. Like, thank the devil. We give him a little belly rub. Thank you, devil. Because everyone knows he's in charge. Look. We give you a last freebie. Look, we don't even got to flip a card. We look at the devil here. He's got to tell you he's in charge. If he wasn't in charge, why would heaven be so worried about him? Yeah? Who's heaven worried about? The devil, constantly. And what he does with all his fire and his goat legs. Like, they're constantly so worried about it. So who's in control here? Who's really in charge? I like to think chaos is always the winner. Order is just the illusion. But more on that next time. Thank you for chiming in.